Salut in French is hi, so salute to all my dear future grandmasters and future women grandmasters. I am glad that you are back to our YouTube channel. Thanks for subscribing us to 491 subscribers, and today's topic is all about French. Yes, French, not the French fries, it is French defense opening e4, e6. Learn and apply in your games to crush your opponents.
Hello friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and today's topic will be on the French defense. So when our opponent plays like king pawn opening, we can play a French defense, that is nothing but e6, where we'll play one step ahead in front of the pawn. So this is known as French defense. Okay, so when you play like e5, most of the time we can see like opponent can bring his bishop and queen, and always there's a pressure on f7 square, right? But when we play like French defense, immediately he cannot bring his bishop and queen to go for a checkmate. So these two pawns are doing great job. So let's say since we're not fighting for the center, opponent will fight for the center and will try to gain more space with the help of pawns. And also you can see both the bishops are active, queen is active. So how do we continue, Venkatesh? What is the second move we can play? First move is fixed?
d5.
Yes, d5. So the idea behind this pawn movement is we're increasing the pressure on the pawn. So white has to immediately react for this pawn movement. There's a tension in the center. One, either he can play this move. So which variation is this, Venkatesh? When you advance the pawn?
Advanced variation.
Very good. And which variation is this?
Exchange.
Yes, things are getting exchanged, so easily we can develop knight, bishop and castle if they play exchange variation. Okay, which variation is this?
Classical.
Classical. Idea is if you capture?
He will recapture with his knight.
Exactly. Similarly, knight d2 also doing the same job. What kind of variation is this?
Tarrasch.
Tarrasch. Good. So today's topic will be on the advanced variation. So since these two pawns is our target, we should try to eliminate by playing c5 and f6. So once we eliminate these two pawns, central pawns, these two will become monster passed pawns in future. In the end game, once we eliminate all the pieces, Okay, so since this is the target, how do you build the pressure on this pawn?
c5.
c5, very good. I'll play like c3.
Queen b6.
Yeah, we have two options to increase the pressure. One pawn, knight and the queen, of course we have to bring. And in future, knight d7, knight f5 also is going to come for sure. So this is how you will bring all the pieces into the game. Bring all your forces into the game. Okay. So now, let us see the difference between knight c6 and queen b6. If you play knight c6 here, I'll bring my bishop out. And if you try to attack my weak pawn, I can save it by playing like queen to d2. My bishop is out, queen is doing great job, and also this d4 is well controlled, right? So that's the reason you can play queen b6 first, making sure the bishop cannot come out now. If he comes, we'll capture the pawn, and if he tries to save the rook, again we'll capture the pawn, and we can simply pin the knight. So at least we're grabbing two pawns in return. So queen b6 is very powerful, little. Okay. So knight f3, I'll develop the piece. How do you increase the pressure?
Knight c6.
Knight c6. How many are attacking now?
3.
How many are defending?
3.
Okay. Yeah, the main variations like bishop e2, bishop d3 line, a3 line, knight a3 line. Okay. So let us play the Military Binary Gambit. So this is all about, hey, can you see only 2 are defending and 3 are attacking. So what we can do here?
c into d4, free pawn.
Okay, I'll also capture.
Knight into d4.
Knight into d4. Oh. You mean like 2 are attacking and only 1 is defending. So you want to capture the pawn. I'll also capture.
Queen into d4.
You fell for a trap, my dear. It's a free queen.
No, bishop is blocking.
Oh, bishop is blocking. So I'll give a discount check.
Okay.
So now, if you answer for this check, then again I'll give a check and I'll spoil your castling and I'll grab your queen, So don't fall for this trap. So in this variation, only once you have to capture And second time, please don't go for capture. So how can we prevent this? By playing bishop to d7. Prevent the check. Okay. So let's say I'll play castling.
Knight into d4.
Yes, knight into d4, knight into d4,
Queen into d4.
queen into d4. I'll play knight c3,
Free pawn. Queen into e5.
queen into e5. No, this is a poison pawn, my dear. See, one of my opponent played queen x e5. One of my opponent played queen x e5 and he lost very badly with me. Let me flip the board and show you what happened. So queen, why this is bad to capture is queen is moving once, twice and thrice. Let's say you play like queen x e5. Okay. Now what happens? Rook will come and attack the queen. Now where and all the queen can go? Maybe you play like queen to f6. Yeah, in the game, queen f6 was played. And here afterwards what I did is I started playing knight x d5 and attacking the queen again. And of course you cannot capture because rook is pinning the pawn. And my opponent started moving the queen here. Now I started developing one more piece. If you notice, see, queen has moved once, twice, thrice, 4 times. And in return I got a good development. Now again the threat is I'm going to give a fork. So my opponent started controlling the square. He was happy if I give a check. He wants to give his rook and grab 2 pieces. So what I did is I got one more piece into the control. So now 3 are attacking this square. So he started blocking with the bishop. Again I played b4. His bishop moved away. Now what I did, I saw this bishop is something misplaced. There's a weakness on the king side. That's my weakness, right? So I started bringing my queen. Yes, of course, it's a sacrifice, After rook takes, I'm going to lose the knight here. Okay? But benefit is, king is getting exposed, I can come back. And also in return, I can win this pawn and attack the rook also. So I start grabbing the pawn. Sorry, it's just his turn, right? So I play rook takes, pawn takes, and I capture the pawn. So the only defense to save this rook is, he got his queen. Now see, the king is exposed. And piece down. And I have a huge development. All my pieces are active, if you notice.
Yeah.
But black, you can see still rook, knight is not developed well. And only 2 bishops are doing great job, that's it. Now check, what he can play?
King to d8.
No, that's a blunder. Why,
Winning the
Because king and queen are in the same line, my dear.
Yeah.
So he can't play that, so I started blocking with the bishop. So this bishop is not doing anything, so I started bringing the bishop and started giving a check. Now my opponent started moving his king to
d8.
d8. And of course I can win the queen,
Yeah.
but can you find a checkmate?
Checkmate in this position.
Yeah. Try to pause the video and think. And once you find one more checkmate, please let me know. I hope you found the checkmate.
Queen to f8.
Yes, queen to f8, game is finished. So this is how I punish my opponent once he captures the central pawn. So I was talking about this central pawn in the sense this pawn. So when you play as a black, capture only one pawn and be happy, your pawn up, and don't be greedy in capturing the other pawn and waste the time. So knight c3 is coming. His idea is he wants to play knight b5, attack the queen and go for a fork. So of course you can't play knight e7 because again he will attack your queen and fork threat is there. If you try to save the queen and save the fork threat, again there's a check and you're going to lose your material. So what is the best move when knight c3 comes is,
We shall cover the French fries in the next video. So sorry French lesson in the next video. Still then, bye bye.